Devi Sureshwari Bhagavati Gange Tribhuvana Tarini Taralatarange Sankara Mauli Nivashini Vimale Mama Matirastan Tava Padakamale Devi Sureshwari Bhagavati Gange Tribhuvana Tarini Taralatarange Devi Sureshwari Bhagavati Gange Bhagavati Gange. Hi my friends, I welcome you in my new video, Rishikesh, a spiritual journey. In the series of Indian spirituality, last resort for humanity. I started with this Ganga Stotram, only a slok of Adi Shankaracharya. It is wonderful in many ways. It has given the real picture, the sense of Bhagavati Gange, particularly to Indians. The purpose of this video is a little bit different because I was in Rishikesh and to experience what spirituality stands for in the weather, in the culture of Rishikesh along with the Ganges. But at the outset I must say that I am not going to repeat the English word the Ganges for the river Ma Ganga or the Ma Gange, because the English words sometimes limit the cultural values, or in a way downgrade the cultural values, the spiritual values of a certain place, certain thing, particularly in respect of India. When you repeat the word the Ganges, you cannot feel the warmth in it, feel the culture, the spirit in it, the spirituality in it, unless you utter the word Ma Gange. And similarly, the word India cannot represent the whole culture, the spirit of this country. When you say India, you cannot feel the culture, the spirit, the ancient, the ancient richness of it, unless you utter the word Bharat. So these are the words, English words, though I am making this video in English, but to be very clear that when we utter these words instead of Sanskrit words, because the Britishers cannot pronounce Sanskrit words, and that's the reason they made a different kinds of words, and which in a way downgrade, limit Indian culture, Indian ancientness, the beauty in it, the life in it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's nice to say Ma Gange, and at the same time, instead of the word India, I love to call it Bharat. I'm in Rishikesh, where Sri Ram Chandra came, where Lakshmana came, Bharata came, and did penance in Treta Yuga. I'm in Rishikesh, where you will find in the name Rama Jhula, a hanging bridge in the name of Lord Rama. Similarly, Lakshman Jhula and Janaki Setu. And the place is picturesque in the lap of the Himalayas, and the river Ganges, or I must say the Ma Gange, flows majestically. Now you can find so many limitations in the town called Rishikesh in terms of modern comforts. But, for example, roads are narrow, there are jams, traffic jams, and facilities of, modern facilities, medical shops and so on are lacking. Nevertheless, I am not came here to give a description of those modern equipments, modern comforts, modern facilities of life. I'm not going to give you geographical location of the place. They are enough in the digital domain. I'm here to give you the spiritual aspect of the place, the feeling that you too can feel if you have that type of mind or attitude. In order to find the Ganges, in Indian spirituality, the Ganges or the river Gange, Ma Gange, has been seen as a mother. It feeds northern India for centuries, for thousands of years. And here grow civilizations, towns, and so on and so forth. And when you talk about Bharat, the whole spirituality, the spiritual Bharat, cannot be thought of without the presence of Ma Gange. You cannot find the ancient India, the ancient Bharat, its ancient culture. You cannot feel it, the spirituality, without thinking of and without feeling this river, Ma Gange. And that's why we people, Indians, and particularly Sanatanis, the followers of Sanatana Dharma, the ancient religion, the eternal religion, we feel that this river, Ma Gange, has a life. She is a deity for us. And we therefore, thousands of people came here every day, give their homage, worship Ma Gange, as if she has a life. Various people may feel it, may find it funny, but this came after an observation, a realization of the Rishis of thousands years old, Rishis of Ishopanishad. Isha Vaishyamirang Sharvang Jatki Jagatyang Jagat. Everything in this universe has a divine element. And this attitude actually gave a different attitude, a different approach towards life, which I like most, which this approach can be called an inclusive approach, giving due respect to each and everything of life. This is peculiar in India, but this is the best in the world. Because when you understand that everything has a life and everything has an importance, everything has a divinity in it, you are respectful to each and everything of life. Interestingly, I remember one incident of a scientist of India, H Chandra Bose, nearly 100 years ago, when he said, plants have life too, people poo-pooed. But later he proved right. This attitude is very ancient. This attitude, this approach towards life is very ancient, very old, and very important. This approach makes you tolerant and non-violent. Now the beauty of this place is that when you move in the road of Rishikesh, particularly before Swargashram or Gita Bhavan or Paramarth Niketan, you'll find a few words repeated by many from the morning to the evening. you'll find these words in everyone's mouth. They're like Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Har Har Mahadev, Jai Ma Gange. It's peculiar, but it's interesting and very fine to listen. This is in the weather of Rishikesh. And the beauty of the place is that in this place, where you are is standing in the river Ma Gange, you can find the sunrise in the Himalayas, and in the evening you will find the sunset making the waterbed glowing golden. And that is the time of Ganga Arati. In every shores, in both the shores of River Gange, you will find Ganga Arati going on, where Ma Gange is worshipped in very many ways. The situation is electrifying, ladies and gentlemen. There's the reason why I will request you to come here. But there's a warning. Before coming, leave all your worldly issues in your house. And be mentally fresh, psychologically fresh. Then come over here and enjoy the beauty of the place, the spirituality, the divinity of the place. Otherwise, the same vibration will continue within you. The same issues continuously bothering you, and you will be restive. You may be changing your place geographically, but mentally you are in the same place of your own house with all sorts of problems. The place is terrific, beautiful, picturesque, in the lap of the Himalayas. And there is a fear in me too. The weather, the place has been called, Tirthanagari, Yoga Nagari of India. But the fear is that as the population growing, as the people are coming over here, as the mixing of activity is there, it may lose its spirituality, it may lose its divinity, it may lose its calmness, it may lose its something people search for. It may lose its ancientness. You may call it ancient town, you may call it historically related with Ram Chandra. But the soul lies in the Ramayana, in the Mahabharata, in the ancient India, in the Rishis. But the soul may be disturbed if modernity grows to a great extent, and that's the only fear I found here. Even now, Rishikesh, the town is called Rishikesh. The first letter is R, but it should be H. Rishikesh, because it is a name of Bhagavan Vishnu. So Rishikesh, the Tirthanagari, the Yoga Nagari of India, is a marvelous place. It's a nice place. It's a picturesque town. It's a cool, fine, beautiful, which can rarely be found in any parts of India. And so it's time for you all, whoever has an inkling towards that kind of solitariness, that kind of spiritual aspirations, that kind of inquiry within you, please do come and enjoy the serenity of the place, the beauty of the place, and the presence of Ma Gange Devi Shureshwari Bhagavati Gange. It's always there, cool, nice, serene, beautiful. It's waiting for you. Please do come. I've enjoyed it. I loved it. And inviting you to come too. Thank you very much indeed. Hare Krishna.